So Vargyr and Flint, Cody and Charles, you guys make your way over to Oodagh. Both of you make a medicine check.
Oh.
Natural 20. Rolling good on those two for once.
Okay, so Cody, you're really just along for the ride on this one, but with a natural 20, Oodagh is dead.
Oh.
Hello and welcome back to Roll for Rivals, the actual play podcast from Dice Clash Chronicles, where we proudly break the number one rule of D&D, never split the party, but with a twist. After following cult activity into the heart of a domed temple, our heroes step into a chamber thick with incense, devotion, and something far darker. In today's episode, Flint, Vargyr, and Oodagh attempt a quiet infiltration, but silence never lasts long in Athoria. Words are exchanged, beliefs are tested, and a single decision threatens to change everything. As shadows rise, loyalty strain, and unseen forces stir beyond mortal sight, one question echoes through the chamber. What are you willing to give up to save the ones you love? Let's roll for Rivals.
Let's make Curious in there. The man that didn't go east.
Flint and Vargyr, you notice this at the center of the domed room. Well, did you complete your mission?
If the mission was to hold them off for as long as possible, then I did that. But these people are more of a threat than you realize. I am the highest member in the cult. And that would insinuate that everyone else here would not do as good as me. So don't even come to me complaining. I held them off of her as long as I could. So don't give me any issues about the job that I did.
So it wasn't as a failure as I think it was then.
I'd like to see you do the same thing. I'd like to see you be more successful than me.
I'm orchestrating the entire...
There's a reason you sent me and you didn't go in yourself.
Yes, because I'm trying to prepare the ritual so we can bring back the Defiler.
No, because you understand that you couldn't do as good of a job as me.
I probably could have done a 10 times better job than you. But if we want that suit of armor filled, we have got to keep things rolling. And the only way that we could have done that is if I stayed here and you had done your job.
As I said, I am the highest member of the cult.
Let's just stop in there arguing. Where we can all see this, right?
Yes, and once you see the person talking to Spankarius get a little bit flustered, he pulls back his hood and you notice who it actually is. You notice a drow, a dark elf, who's had their ears clipped, head shaved, and tattoos similar to everyone. The only one who does not share the same is Spankarius. He's wearing the robes now of everybody else, but he's still dirty, unwashed, and still has his hair.
By the way, I didn't mention this in the last one. I forgot. I'm a tiefling, and my horns are all broken down stuff too. I forgot to mention that. I don't know if that's important.
No, it's all good.
But I'm a tiefling.
That is a little bit important. So,
okay, yeah, I'm a tiefling.
Yes, the front of your horns are. You do notice that Spankarius's horns are shaven down, probably reminiscent of his entrance into the cult.
Okay, so if we're all seeing this and they haven't spotted us yet, how far away are they?
They are probably 40 feet away from you guys. With the suit of armor being at the dead center, they're in front of it.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my bow and
Are we going to stealthily get in there first, or are we going from the door?
I guess I could try to stealthily get in there first.
Okay, everybody make a stealth check, except Spankarius.
Ooh. Nat 20.
Okay, I got a nat 20 as well for Oodagh. So
I have a 15.
For our viewers, this is going to be our first PvP. So let's see how long Spankarius lasts.
Let's see.
So I got a nat 20 on stealth. What did you get, Cody?
I got nat 20.
Well, that's highly
Charles?
unfortunate. My on 20 just untimed, but I had a 15.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. So everybody is in complete stealth. This is the most silent that the entire party has ever been.
Okay. So if I'm still going, I guess if I'm in complete total stealth, instead of using my bow, I take out my sword and I kind of sneak up to
Spankarius.
But he's directly in the center of the circle, though. and you have people who are basically doing some type of ritual around them.
Right. How many people are there around?
Yeah, because the issue will come to be if they are really focused on the ritual, then they won't.
But it's
Pay
a
attention to
ritual kind of case concentration, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, they're meditating. There are 10 people on the left side of the room, on the left side of the dome, and then 10 people on the right side of the dome. You can't see the back of the dome. You could assume that there are people back there too, but you can't see it from this distance due to the darkness of the temple.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, if they're focused on the ritual, then I am going to... You know what? We're going to disrupt the ritual. I'm going to sneak up behind one of the cultists doing the ritual and use my short sword to just kind of like, just a little slice of the neck.
Okay.
And I would do the same if I can get a line to get a multiple and hopefully do more damage, which is probably not likely, but we're going to try. But we were also going to do my Ray of Frost.
Okay. You can get into a line. So there are 10 people and they're lined up in groups of 5. So 2 rows of 5 on each side. Cody, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage.
19. I guess 19 plus, so that'd be 15 in total.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
That is a nat 6, so in total 12.
So
All
max
right.
damage?
Yeah,
Max damage.
you slit one of the cultists' throat as they're meditating, and all you see is just a pool of blood slowly pouring out of this dead body. No movement, just a hiss of his breath as he slices his throat. Charles, go ahead and make a spell attack for your Ray of Frost.
With advantage as well?
Yes.
That is a terrible advantage. I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Okay.
That's terrible. So that would be technically a +4, so 7.
Ooh, that does not hit. But Oodagh kind of senses what's going on. He's going to line up on the opposite side of you, Charles, and attack the opposite row. Okay? So you shoot the Ray of Frost, but they're meditating so low to the ground that you actually miss. But Oodagh, his Eldritch Blast does actually hit. So he takes his crystal and shoots an Eldritch Blast. So he shoots his laser beam at the first cultist on his side, and you shoot your Ray of Frost likewise. But yours misses and his hits. His hits for 3 damage, but both of your attacks wakes everybody up. Spankarius, you now perceive the intruders, and so does the leader. Well, I guess we have some guests among us. Cody, I was going to keep you in stealth. However, the ones meditating on your side also woke up. As you're reaching for the next victim, he wakes up and sees the sword underneath his throat.
If can I just go ahead and just try to quickly...
Sadly, we're going to have to roll for initiative. So, Mr. Spank, go ahead and roll initiative.
But for my initiative, I had an 11.
So it's going to be, holy cow, 18 plus 5.
And the cult leader, he got an 8, but the cultist got an 18. What did everybody else get?
I got 11.
21.
That's an 18. All right, so Oodagh goes first. Okay. Well, Mr. Spank, you go first. What do you do on your turn?
So, okay. All right. So I see them like actively trying to attack us?
Yes. Well, you notice one of your comrades dead on the floor as they fail to stand up during the announcement. And then and you literally just witnessed Flint and Oodagh shoot laser beams at your comrades as well.
Okay, so I look at Flint and Vargyr, and I say, everyone who you're attacking is easily replaceable. I want to make one thing very clear. I expected you to be here. You guys call yourself the good guys, but let me say this in terms you understand. You are in fact not the good guys. I want to make that very clear.
And how is that so?
Okay.
Yeah, how is that so?
Explain. We need answers. Because clearly you're all the bad guys here.
You guys claim that you're the heroes, but no one, I bet not a single one of you has ever wondered why you are. Why are you certain that you're heroes? You trust yourselves because, you look clean, and you look at me, and obviously I'm a bad guy. You need to judge me because I'm dirty. Your choices felt right whenever you made them. But who decided what was good in the first place? Was it the people that you helped or the people who needed you after everything? You looked at me, before I even did anything, and you sensed danger. It's not because what I had done, it's because what you assumed that I would do.
No,
And
it was all because of what you did.
No, let me make something very clear, Vargyr. Before I even said anything, before I even spoke a word, you ran off on your horse away from me. I had not even spoken to you yet. I didn't know your name. And I don't want to hear anything from you.
Picked you up.
Exactly.
No questions asked.
Flint, you were the only one who was a true hero, I would say. But Vargyr, you're someone who hid secrets from their friends. You know, betrayal is okay.
I'm not the only
betrayal is okay. Betrayal is okay whenever it's
Obviously.
not. Betrayal is okay whenever it's not against you, correct?
Oh, but you're betraying us right now, so I mean, you're also.
I was never
guilty
on your
of that.
team. I was never on your team. I would never,
I mean, it's
Oodagh
still
for a
chimes in.
fraction of a second, betray the people around me.
Oodagh chimes in.
you were doing
Called
that.
it!
You know what, Oodagh? I will give you this one. You were right.
You see him nodding his head in approval.
Let me get back to what I was saying. Flint, you were the only true hero. You were the person, whatever I did, I almost threw you guys into a dungeon, and you still made me food the next morning. I graciously hold my hand out and I ask you to join me.
Unfortunately, I have to decline your offer.
And you want to sit around with these people who call themselves good guys. Do you not see the flaw in their logic?
I mean, we haven't killed any innocents.
Vargyr, no one's talking
that's
to
kind
you.
of a.
Vargyr, no one's talking to you. Am I talking to Vargyr? You know what? Actually, Vargyr, you know what I'm going to do? I cast Hideous Laughter on Vargyr. You think you're so funny? Keep on laughing, buddy.
Okay, so you cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter? What's
Yeah.
the DC on that?
Okay, so the DC is 8.
8? Oh gosh. All right, because you're a occultist, it'll be Wisdom. Cody, make a Wisdom saving throw, and you need to be an 8.
Okay. 16.
All right, you beat it.
There you
So, boiling up inside of you, Cody, you feel a sickening laughter building up. And right before you're about to burst, Bamir, he takes his ghostly arm, thrusts it through your torso, and rips it out and breaks it over his non-present knee.
What,
Not
the
today.
laughter?
Yes, the laughter.
Okay, that's actually cool. That's a cool way of actually me resisting it.
He says, "Not today, Tasha." All right. Mr. Spank, do you have any more moves?
I'll let them make the next move.
Okay, it is now the cultist turn. All of them are standing. So the 9 that were on your side, Cody, are now going to gang up on you. They all pull out ceremonial daggers, and they're going to attempt to stab you. Several of the guys, they come in to attack you, and Bamir, like an action movie companion, he goes back to back with you, and almost like a Stan from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, he starts using his hands to deflect the ceremonial daggers. Vargyr, I want to say you got to lock in.
That's what you got to do. You got to lock in.
All right.
Lock in.
All right, I'm
Lock
going to
in,
say, Vargyr, you got to lock in. And he starts deflecting the blades left and right. However, he's not strong enough to catch all of them. You also feel him possess your feet at one point, and you do a quick dash to the left and right to dodge some of the blades. Sadly, he is not strong enough to evade all of them, and you do get hit. So I'm going to make a couple of dice rolls. That's 6 and 10 is 16 damage in round 1. Don't tell me you're down already.
It would be close, but there is a possibility.
I'm in fact not down. I'm barely left standing.
But I have to assume you are definitely blooded.
Oodagh, seeing the cultist rise, he's immediately going to react and shoot his Eldritch Blast again. And he hits again. He points his crystal at the same guy he just attacked and completely incinerates that character. Send him to the 9 hells. It is now the rest of the cultist turn. There are now 9 cultists on your side, Charles, with Oodagh.
Okay.
5 of them are going to attack you, and 4 of them are going to attack Oodagh, just to make things simple. They all pull out ceremonial daggers as well. 5 are going to attack you, Flint. Let's go. Only one of them hit. So he's gonna attack you for 5 damage. Similarly to what happened to Vargyr, all the cultists stand up and then jump you, Charles. They take out their ceremonial daggers and attempt to stab you. Several of them attempt to attack you, but as they hit your armor, you see a radiant blast blow the daggers back. However, one of the cultists decided to do a underhook jab into your torso. and they do manage to penetrate your armor slightly for 5 damage. And now 4 are going to attack Oodagh. So you see 4 run after Oodagh. It's slightly obscured by the cultists, so y'all can't really see what's going on, but you hear Oodagh screaming for help.
Oh no.
Help! 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 So that happens, and in penance, Cody, for skipping your turn, you get 2 turns. I'm humble enough to admit when I'm wrong.
Okay.
And then I hear Oodagh screaming, correct?
Yes, everybody does.
I would shout towards Vargyr saying that I'm good over here. Do what you need to do.
Okay. What am I doing? So if I move, I'm going to provoke attack of opportunity, aren't I?
Yes. On all of them. And they've actually circled you.
Okay. So I kind of turned my head to Vargyr, and he said, well, we're going to need to have a long talk after this.
He shouts, we may not get to talk if we don't survive this. And you see him uppercutting a cultist.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so I am going to swing my sword at one of the cultists.
Go ahead, make an attack throw.
16.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
That is a 9 in damage.
All right. You do a slashing attack on one of the cultists, completely ripping through their robe and cutting their chest wide open. They fall back in pain and shout out until they breathe no longer. I'll give you another action for penance.
Okay, I swing my sword at another one.
Go ahead.
16.
That hits. Roll damage.
Max damage with a 6, that's 12.
Oh, yeah. So you go in for another slicing attack. You see Vargyr floating above your forearm, also grabbing the hilt of the blade, imbuing it with strength as you make the slashing motion to cut off one of the cultist's arm. You see him grab the empty socket and fall to the ground. Flint, it is now your turn.
And I have 5 that are directly on me, correct?
Yes.
Well, I am going to cast Thunder Wave, which is a 15 cube originating from me. So the cultists will have a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Of 12.
Then 4 out of the 5 fail, and 2 out of the 5 fail.
That is an 8 out of those 2 d8s.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And then the other d8 is a 1, so +1.
So you smash the ground with your fists, imbuing your magic through the stone floors. They rumble, and you see a physical shockwave emerge from the ground, sending all of them but one back. All right, so he only takes 4 damage, but the others, they're flown to their butts 10 feet away, except 2 who are thrown on their butts on top of each other, and the building starts to shake, and some rubble falls from the roof and smashes their heads, killing them completely.
Lovely. So that's 2 out of the way. And then that will conclude my turn there.
It is now the cult leader. So, y'all came to disrupt the ritual. I have no idea how you found out, but you will not be leaving this temple today. He raises his hands, and you see a red flame start to burn up his hands. You literally see the flesh melting off his hands. He then smashes his hands into the ground, and you see a tear in the ground. You see flames from hell opening up, and as the flames spew from the rift, you see something or someone crawl out. A spectral shadow with tattoos similar to the rest of the cultist, standing at a menacing 7 feet tall. I summon the specter of the Defiler to defend us once more. Sir, the ritual is almost complete. Only a matter of days before we summon the full force of your might. But we call upon you once more to defend us so that we may continue your doctrine. He nods his head forward, and you see him for a second and then phase to you, Flint. You see the stone floor as he sprints toward you break. The just magnitude behind his steps destroys the ground around him. and he's going to go for an attack.
He basically just shadow stepped over to my direction. That is probably going to hurt. But we'll be fine. Hear me out. We'll be fine.
Does an 11 hit?
No, it does not.
You see his shadowy fist rear back for a punch, and he throws the punch at you. This is like Baki levels of speed. However, obviously not fast enough, as it just bounces off your radiant armor.
Oof. Okay.
We are now back at the top with you, Mr. Spank.
Before I do anything, I'll look at Vargyr and I say, why did you hesitate? Why did you hesitate to save your friend?
I assume I can't hear him with all the fighting going on.
It's a little bit distracting. You can only hear bits and pieces for sure.
So he doesn't say anything? Because he...
Yeah, I'm too focused on trying to stay alive for all these attacking cultists.
Okay. So then I just assume he heard me, but even though he didn't say anything. And I go, I'm assuming you didn't help him because you thought you were going to die. That's okay, but don't call yourself a hero afterwards. Heroes are not defined by survival. They're defined by the moment they choose others over themselves. And then I look at all the cultists and I point to Flint Stonewall and I say, this is the only one that has true potential of being a hero. From this point forward, do not attack him.
The leader looks at you and he says, you don't call the shots.
I say, there's a reason that I'm standing on the same pedestal as you, buddy.
Be insubordinate one more time and see what happens.
And I say, you weren't the one who was sent out. I know them inside and out. I know them completely more than you can even imagine. And I see great potential in this person. There's a reason you sent me in. If you're not going to trust the words that I'm saying, then there was no reason to call me your biggest weapon.
Okay, wow. Okay, make a persuasion check.
Beautiful.
Wow. The bottom side of my dice is heavy today. I am just crit failing a lot. So he's stunned, absolutely enamored by the words that you just spoke. He shakes it off and looks at you. Fine. Nobody touched the dwarf, but focus your attention on the other two heretics. And then you see the specter of the Defiler turn his head to the leader, nod in affirmation, and then fixes his sight on Oodagh.
As there's like a slight sweat drop going down my face.
And then
it is now Cody's turn, unless you've got a bonus action, Mr. Spank.
I was just gonna say to Flint, while he's obviously looking at what's going on, I just tell him, I would like to speak with you afterwards if you survive.
We'll see how it comes.
And I say, sounds good.
Okay. By the way, I'll still take a nap with you.
Like, I don't mind. Again,
okay.
If you insist on taking a nap with me, I don't mind.
I don't mind.
I'm not a bad guy.
All right, Cody, it's now your turn.
Someone in cult robing. I was like, I'm not the bad guy.
Okay, I just take my sword and swing at another cultist.
Sure thing. Make an attack roll.
I'm just trying to survive. That will be a 16.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Another max damage roll.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you feel the same thing. You feel Bamir like grab around your waist, imbuing you with strength, and you do a downward slice, cutting the top of one of the cultist's forehead open. He drops backwards.
Okay.
It is now Oodagh's turn. Oodagh, you see him shout, I've had enough of this! Your blades will touch me no longer! And he's going to cast Blade Ward on himself. You see him point at the sky above him, and you see him with his crystal shard trace a sigil in the sky. Then you see astral weapons surrounding him. It is now the cultist's turn. So, Cody, you've killed 3 of them around you. 4 of them, in fact. So there are only 5 left.
Nice.
So they are going to attack you. So Bamir blocks one of the cultists and makes his arm stab one of his friends. But after that, Bamir then imbues your legs with swiftness, and you start dodging left and right, just completely making the cultists miss their attacks until you don't notice one of them and they get a good stab in your back. Ooh. He gets you for 5 damage.
I am down.
Oof. Okay.
So you drop to your knees and you feel Bamir trying to wake you up. So you're in death saves, right? Or are you at 0?
I'm in death saves.
Okay, so yeah, you feel pounding on your head as if somebody's trying to knock on the door of your forehead. Okay, so you hear combat in the opposite corner of the dome where Oodagh is, and you do hear a mushy noise as if someone just got stabbed, not knowing who it is though. 2 of the cultists that you downed, they're going to use all of their movement speed to stand up.
Okay.
And they're going to use their action to stand up. The cultist that you didn't knock down, he's going to try and grapple you. So make a strength saving throw.
And I'm going to do one of my charges from my strength of magical strength. And I'm going to add my intelligence modifier, making that a 12.
Sadly, he got an 18. So he does grapple you. You are now grappled by one of the cultists. And it is now the leader's turn. He turns and points at Oodagh. Him next. And the specter of the Defiler then blazes through the stone flooring, jumping up in the air to do a downward spike on top of Oodagh. Ooh. You see the specter disappear into the crowd attacking Oodagh, but you see the destructive results. The ground shakes with the thump on top of Oodagh as the specter comes down on top of him.
All right. So I have the 1 grapple main, correct?
Yes. So in order to do a turn, you're going to have to break free from him. You can't do a bonus action, though.
Now the question is, it puts me in a quiet predicament. If I were to cast another Thunder Wave, that's on myself, would I still be able to do that?
And shake him off?
Yes. Possibly. And
Sure.
still damage
like
the
that.
ones around me.
I like that. Go ahead.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I would see a way I can actually get out of this, so another Thunder Wave's on its way.
They all fail. So
Okay.
the ground shakes and splits open, and the jagged stone floor cuts the 2 that just stood up. They fall to the ground in pain and agony. The one that was on you gets thrown off, so you throw him, and again, the shaking of the foundation of this temple actually makes some debris fall over and crush him. So one of the pillars broke apart and fell on top of him.
And then all of them are dead around me, correct?
Yes.
Or assumed dead. But
Yes.
I would assume I would have at least half movement since I was grappled, or would I have full movement?
I think you would have full movement because you shook him
Okay.
off.
I just want to make sure. And I yell out to basically Oodagh, is like, do you need help still, or what? Because Vargyr is also down now.
I might need you to get these guys off of me.
And then, but I know that Vargyr is down, but
Vargyr's also still surrounded. So if he
Yeah.
takes any more damage, that's an immediate failed save.
and especially if he takes enough damage outside to go negative completely.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a split decision here. It's highly unfortunate.
The leader mocks you. Decisions. Choose wisely, little dwarf.
Well,
He's a good one. Don't make fun of him.
there's a
He's not- he's
spectral of
Good.
He's nice.
the cold, the Defiler over there. I don't know how much good odds I have against that, unfortunately. I cannot visually see like how Oodagh is doing, or is there too many stuff going around?
He's surrounded, and the specter is inside the circle, so he's completely obscured. But you do see Vargyr laying on the ground unconscious.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would have to yell out to Oodagh saying, "Sorry, I'll get you as soon as I can. I need to get Vargyr so we have numbers back on our side again." And I'll rush over to Vargyr.
All right, so you rush over to him. He's currently blocked by cultist, and it is now Mr. Spank's turn. Mr. Spank, it is your turn, though.
Okay, so I'll turn to the leader, and I'll say, I mean, it looks like they have it under control, and I'm not going to attack Flint. Like, what do you want me to do?
Well, I mean, I would like for you to get in, subdue the other intruders.
All right, fine. Wait, what's Oodagh? What's he doing?
Uda's being pounded on by the specter of the Defiler.
I'll say it. All right, I guess I'll do something, but like I said, it seems like they have it under control. I'll cast Dissonant Whispers on Oodagh.
Okay, I failed. So you yell out to Oodagh. Well, yell and whisper. You yell out to him this incantation. It's just a non-comprehensible ritual. Only Oodagh can hear. Y'all hear glass breaking, and you see Oodagh fall on the ground. He is unconscious.
This ain't good.
Cody, it is now your turn. Make your first death save.
11.
Oof. Close.
All right, that's your first success. It is now Oodagh's turn. He's going to roll his first death save.
Okay.
And then it is the cultist's turn. One cultist is going to stay by Oodagh, and he's actually going to stab Oodagh. You see him drive a dagger into his chest. The other three that were attacking him are now going to start making their way over to you, Flint. They use up all their movement speed. They don't make it. The Spectre is also going to walk towards you. His menacing walk, every step destroying the stone foundation around him. Step by step, getting closer and closer to you, Flint, until he's 10 feet away. Okay, so one of the cultists are actually going to drive a dagger into your stomach, Cody. And they succeed with a 17. You go ahead and take a failure. Flint, it is now your turn.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hey, while they're doing that, I turn to the leader, the one that stabbed Oodagh, and I say, can we, promote that guy?
He looks over and he looks back at you. Maybe.
See, first things first, I knew that Alphasia herself tried to talk to me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way I can tap into that to ask for another blessing if possible?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
In my head, kind of reach out, see if there's anything there since I'm in the temple.
Go ahead.
All right. That will be a 13.
So, Flint, I hear you. Take advantage of this time. We may never speak again. For what I'm about to do is going to get me punished. Just know you will always be in my favor. And you know that the light shining down on the metal armor at the center of the dome?
Mm-hmm.
You see the light contort into a hand. The hand then grabs the Spectre and pulls him towards the rift. And I'm going to make a check to see if she successfully does so. Okay, so she drags him closer and closer to the rift. He's now hanging onto the side of the stone foundation, but not fully in it yet. The hand is still forcing it in there. If you guys were awake, you'd be seeing the same thing, but only Flint's awake, so he'll be the only one telling the story.
So as a bonus or anything else, that would be it. Because I don't have anything bonus that I could do besides movement, and I'm kind of surrounded, so.
Okay, Spank, you and the leader are shocked. The leader is going to go, "What is this? Devilry!" And he takes out a ceremonial dagger, and he's going to try and stab it. Are you going to try and stop him?
I say, what are you going to do about it?
Okay, so he's going to make an attack roll against the hand. He lunges at the hand. "The gods were meant not to intervene, and so I must stop you." And he pounces on the hand, but as soon as he even grazes the hand, he evaporates into ash, completely being blown away. Spank, this shocks you. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
I got a 16.
Okay, you save. You're not frightened, but you are still shocked.
Well, I'll be sure not to do that.
So
that means I'm the leader now. I'm the freaking leader now.
The leader gets vanquished. And as soon as the leader gets vanquished, you see the rift closing and the Spectre being sucked into the rift and then popping like a bubble.
So the hand goes away?
Yes, once the rift closes, the hand
I wave
at
the hand goodbye, like I'm waving since it's a hand.
It doesn't wave back, but the hand then converts back into the light, gleaming over the armor. The leader and the Spectre have been eliminated from the table.
There we go. A little bit of hope.
And I guess Spankarius is now the new leader if he wants to stop all this.
Yeah, it's up to him.
It is now his turn. So what do you do, Spank?
I look at the cultists, I say, what a predicament we've gotten ourselves into. And then I say, continue with the mission. We are not going to attack Flint. And then I look at Flint and I say, you notice how weak your comrades are. Both of them are down. I have not been touched. In what reality would you not want to join me? Obviously, I've proven time and time again that they are not true heroes. I wouldn't even consider them good guys. So why on earth are you still trying to save them?
Because everyone deserves a second chance. So I must do what I can, and that's all I can do.
I'll make you a deal. If you join me, I will call off the cultists, and I'll set your friends free. I'll let them walk away. If they dare try to attack, I will get every single cultist on them. That is the deal.
And on that note, Cody, it is now your turn. Make your second death save.
I got a 15.
That saves. 2 saves, 1 failure.
One failure.
So it is now Oodagh's turn.
Okay.
It is now the cultist's turn. The cultist over Oodagh's body stands up, and he's going to make his way towards you, Flint. The other 2 cultists are shocked that their leader just died, and they are stunned. They're just staring right at you, Spank. The cultists standing over Cody's body are also going to attack. They all miss, except one who's going to try an attempt against grappling you, Flint. Make a strength saving throw, and you need to be a 19.
Okay. So that's 11 based off that. And inspiration's a D8 too, so that'll make it a 13.
Okay. Now roll
And-
a d8.
That'll be another 3. So unfortunately, I did not succeed.
Ooh, yeah, you get grappled from behind. But on that note, it is now your turn.
Okay. So looks like I'm gonna kind of speak to Spankarius and say, so if I were to join this, will the lives of my comrades here, will they be spared?
The lives of your comrades would be spared under the incentive that they leave. If they, like I said, if they even hint that they're going to attack, they will be dead. You have to join me. I'll let you help them, but they have to go. And then, you know what? I was going to promote that guy that stabbed Oodagh. You can be second in command. That's how much I trust you.
What?
And second question. The question will be, was the cult of defiling the reason of what happened in Reclaffe a couple days ago?
Spankarius is going to say, what are you referring to?
The events that happened in Reclaffe where the undead had attacked and stormed Reclaffe and came out of the old cemetery where a supposed artifact was, and had kidnapped and drug off people out of Reclaffe towards we're assuming is Borderland.
Yeah, so I look at you and I say, what artifact are you talking about?
That I do not know 100% on, but I know there was an artifact underneath that we assume is underneath the graveyard, that it was removed, which had released a whole bunch of undead.
I'm going to be very honest with you since I trust you. The old leader did things in ways that I do not agree with. So, but I do know this. We were not responsible for any kidnappings. We did not kidnap anybody. You know, we enlighten people, but we do not kidnap them. And as for the artifact, again, I think that you and I should join forces, because I'm actually looking for one as well. And perhaps it's the same one.
Okay. Well, I guess, I kind of look over to the states of Vargyr and Oodagh, and unfortunately, I make my own sacrifice. Then I will join in the sake of they can make it out of here.
I'll say you made a wise decision. I look at the cultists, I call them off, and I say allow Flint to help his friends. And then I tell the one that stabbed Oodagh, I say you're in charge of them down there. If you even think for a second that they're going to attack you, they make any move, attack them. They will be dead.
He stands up and walks over to you, and he gets close to your ear and whispers to you something.
Okay, so I look at Flint. I say, you need to forsake Alphasia, let go of her, and commit to never returning.
In sacrifice, unfortunately, I have no other choice here. So I hereby denounce my religion and affiliation to Alphasia.
Okay.
And hereby join the cult of defiling.
Is this deceptive, Charles, or is this real? Like in
I
your
would-
heart?
In the heart, I can't truly let go, so that would be a deception on that
Okay,
part.
then make a deception check.
Because deep down, he can't fully let go.
Make a deception check, and Mr. Spank, make a contested insight check to see if he's being authentic.
All right. 17.
Yep, you see fruit, because that would be a 10.
Yeah, so you can obviously tell that.
Okay.
You can see I'm struggling to fully.
Okay, so I'll tell him. I say, I understand what it's like losing what you love. Going into something that's a little bit scary, the unknown is always going to be scary. But as I said, they've proven time and time again that I'm correct. So what doubts do you have? What can I say to make you go full board on this?
Okay, on that note, Cody, roll another death save.
I got a 10.
That is a success. You are now back up to 1 HP. So this is what happens. You are in a sea of black liquid. You're on your back lying down, and you see the mirror on top of you slapping you across the face. Wake up! Wake up! We have business to take care of. I'm not done with you yet. And you see him merge his head with your head, and you wake up. All the cultists have turned their backs on you, and they're now facing Flint and Spankarius.
Okay.
Flint, you notice this, and it is now the cultist's turn. They're all going to make an attack roll against you, Cody.
I didn't do anything.
You really catch them off guard, and the cultist that gets a crit failure, he trips over himself and stabs himself.
Lovely.
For 4 damage. So you have 4 cultists now closing in on you, Cody. Flint, it's now your turn.
Yeah. I shout towards Vargyr to stand down, essentially.
I didn't do anything. I just got up.
I know, just don't do anything.
And I say Vargyr's always been an idiot.
But...
So
I didn't do anything.
I know, I just stand down.
I say, Flint, you know what I'm talking about.
I just got attacked. I'm defending myself. Not to mention somebody tripped over their own sword and stabbed himself, so I mean...
Yes, I to yell to stand down, and they won't do nothing to you.
They just tried to do something to me, and I didn't do anything.
But answer Spankarius' other question of what can, what he can do to fully have me convert, essentially, is that I will respond that, well, during the whole aftermath of Reclaffe that happened there, my family, of what remains of it, was also kidnapped by the undead. And I wish to hopefully save them as well, at the cost of joining the cult of defiling.
Okay. So I look at him and I say, once again, you've proven that you are a true hero. So, obviously, you know things because you're out there in situations that I haven't been in, and I know things because I'm in situations that you're not a part of. I say, you have knowledge that I am not aware of, and I have knowledge that you haven't quite got yet. Obviously, if we work together and we trust each other, unlike, Vargyr over there hiding secrets from you guys. I hate to say it, but that whole time he kept his mouth shut. But, I'm not like that. If we work together, I will 100% guarantee that we will find your family, dead or alive. Because even if they're dead, I'm not sure what happened to your family, but even if they're dead, at least you'll have some closure. I will get to the bottom of what happened to your family.
And on those words, Flint will fully let go and join the cult of defiling for the sake of finding his family and letting Oodagh and Vargyr live on.
So, do you have any temporary hit points left over from Alphasia?
I do. I have 3.
Let go of them completely. You're at 0 temporary hit points. And on top of that, you also take a d4 of psychic damage. So you feel the pain of Alphasia ripping out of you, the spirit of Alphasia leaving you, and that deals 3 damage.
Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's no other choice.
So, Cody, the cultists are no longer attacking you.
Okay. Where's Oodagh?
He's on the opposite side of the room.
Is he up or is he still down?
He's still laying down.
In which I actually, is there, sorry to do, do I still have movement that I could go over and basically use my healing bandage or medical bandage on Oodagh, or am I too far away?
We're kind of out of initiative as long as Spank is okay with that.
Yeah, as long as they don't attack us, I'm fine.
All right. So, the guy who's supposed to be overseeing Vargyr and Oodagh, after he got done whispering to Spankarius, he walked back to Oodagh and is standing next to the body.
Okay. So I'm up. Can I go over to Oodagh's body and try to get him up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was going to try to use a medical bandage if I was able to.
So Vargyr and Flint, Cody and Charles, you guys make your way over to Oodagh. Both of you make a medicine check.
Oh.
And then
All right.
both of you make a perception check on top of that.
I've got a 13 for perception.
Natural 20 on medicine check.
Okay. And perception, Charles?
That'd be a 19. Rolling good on those two for once.
Okay. So, Cody, you're really just along for the ride on this one, but with a natural 20, Oodagh is dead.
Oh.
His eyes are glazed over, staring at the ceiling. You see his orc green blood dripping from his mouth and out of his torso. Laying there in a pool of his own blood, you see him motionless and cold. However, with a 19 on perception, you hear a faint voice that sounds like someone talking through glass. Hey! Dun 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 dun! Hey, I'm down here! Dun 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 dun! And you see his orange crystal just laying in the open palm of his hand.
Am I hearing it from in the crystal?
Yes.
I guess. I try to speak to him. Say, hey, can you hear me from the crystal in there?
Yes! Yes, I can!
Can I help? Can I get you out of that crystal, or are you stuck in there?
Roll my hand up! Heal my wound!
I'll do that. And I'll use my last spell for Cure Wounds,
Okay.
which would be 2d8 plus 2.
Okay, roll. This will be the deciding factor if he lives or not.
One fell off. That'll be 11 total.
So, you see his body lift up as an orange crackling light surrounds him. Then, you see the roof where he is crumble open and an orange beam of light beam on top of him and basically penetrate his stomach. You see his wounds heal, but you also hear an ominous voice. Oodagh, rise again. Be the one that leads us from the dark. Enter us into a new age. And find the Emperor. And then a blast of light sends everybody onto their butt, but Oodagh just slowly floats down back alive with almost 0 scratches over his body. So what happens next is he says, yeah, I'm not forsaking anybody today. And he's going to make an attack roll against you, Spank. It's 15. So, Oodagh sends a beam of light across the dome and hits you dead square in the chest. He knocks you on your butt for 9 damage. For Charles and Cody, you are welcome to join the initiative. You can roll. However, you are also welcome to sit out.
Hey, Flint, pass me over one of those bandages real quick.
And I'll do so, but at the same time, I will yell out to Oodagh and everyone to stand down.
Oodagh does not listen, so he's going to roll for initiative.
But I'll hand Cody the bandage, but Flint will most likely, unless he is convinced otherwise, will be staying out of this fight.
So Oodagh got a 1. -1 is 0, so he goes last for sure. Cultist underlings, unless you command them, Spank, they got a 19.
So obviously, I heard Flint tell Oodagh to stand down. Oodagh didn't want to. So then I'll tell the cultists. Well, I'll turn to Flint and I say, Flint, do you understand what's happening? Do you understand what I have to do? Do you remember the deal?
Yes, unfortunately, I do understand.
I say, I'll spare Vargyr for now, but Oodagh, he thinks he's a big tough guy. He doesn't want to listen. if he wants to see my true power, if he wants to send in the spank, if he wants to play around, then I'll show him. And then I tell the cultists to attack Oodagh.
Okay. Roll for initiative. And Cody, it sounds like you're getting in the initiative by taking the bandages.
Well, I just took bandages at this point.
Okay, so you're not in it. Okay, so then, unless y'all want to intervene.
Can I heal myself with the bandages real quick?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, Cody, go ahead and take 4 points of health.
All right.
That's mad.
Yeah. Now, are you taking one or both of them? Because I had 2.
It depends on how many you want to give up.
I'll give them all to you.
All right, then
All
take
right.
8 points of health.
Crisp 9 points. Okay, and I kind of back away from everybody a little bit, and I kind of mumble to Vargyr. It says, look, apparently you can possess people, or is it just me?
I'm going to be honest with you. I can possess anybody, but I believe that you have something inside of you that we can hone our forces together to create an unstoppable force.
And what would that be?
I've been able to tap into your consciousness in the astral plane. As you're passing away, I've been able to wake you up. I've been able to dive into your muscles and hone in your strength, making you accomplish feats that you've never seen before. That's not just me, although I do have something to do with it. That's both of us working together as a team. I'm not just going to possess one of these cultists. Besides, if I try to leave your body, this happens. And you feel a pounding pain on your chest, and you feel black liquid oozing from your chest as Vargyr essentially is trying to leave your body.
Oh, okay.
That sucks.
I found your body that day. I revived you. I've put you on this mission. Don't try and part ways with me now. Right, we're on the cusp of victory.
I wasn't trying to part ways with you, but now that I know...
If I leave you, that's it for both of us. I will wander this plane forever, for eternity, and you will be dead.
Well, that's fine. So it's a Shadow Mordor situation.
Yes. I was hoping you'd find out. Spankarius, it is your turn. You start the initiative with the highest roll.
All right. So, what's Oodagh doing right now? He freaking hit me. But like, what
Yes.
is he?
He hits you with a laser beam.
Okay. All right. So I get up and I say, all right, I guess we're playing that game. And I look at Oodagh and I say, run. And then I cast Fear on him.
Okay, I will make a wisdom saving throw. I beat it with a 9.
Just barely.
Nice.
Or so it is now the cultist's turn. The cultist in front of him is going to attempt to stab him and misses. Completely whiffs it. So the other cultists who are on the other side of the room are now going to make a mad dash for Oodagh. They actually take the dash action and they all surround him. He's now surrounded by 6 cultists. The other 4 cultists are kind of behind them. So they've made basically a blockade in between you, Spankarius, and Oodagh. So it is now Oodagh's turn. And he says, I call upon the one who possesses me, who grants me strength. Give me power. Give me strength. And you see slimy orange tendrils then appear out of Oodagh's back, slopping around, but actually attacking the cultist in front of him. Okay, half succeed and the other half fail. So I'm going to roll damage for them. Oh, perfect. So the ones that succeed, they're able to block their face from any incoming damage. They still take a little bit of damage, but not as much as if they were to leave themselves open. But 3 of the 6 that are forming the wall, you see the tendrils make a piercing motion for their head, pierce the center of their forehead, and drop them. 3 of the cultists have died. There are now 7 left. And you see orange and red goo, not just blood, but goo, gushing out of their body as they were stabbed by the tendrils. It is now your turn, Spank.
Okay. So Okay, so I say like, oh well, you know, he may be a little more difficult than I thought. You know, once he has Of course, he has to have a little bit of help to defeat me, so I guess I'll start trying. I cast Minor Illusion on myself.
And what does that do specifically? Like, what illusion are you trying to depict?
So the thing says it creates a small static image up to a 5-foot cube or a simple ongoing sound. So I'll do the static image around me.
Okay, so it just looks like you're frozen in time.
Yeah, sure.
All right, perfect. It is now the cultist turn. 3 of the cultists are going to make an attack. All 3 of them hit. All right, so you guys see a different sight this time. Last time that Oodagh got attacked, you see him kind of cowering in weakness. This time, every time he gets cut, he just kind of tanks it. You see 3 cultists make a stabbing motion, cutting his skin and cutting his robes again. Then you see the rest of the cultists now filing in, and they're going to make attacks against him as well. 2 of them hit. I know that was a lie, and only 2 hit. And they deal 6 damage total. You see him start to get weaker and weaker, but he's not giving up. With the tendrils still activated, he's going to cast Arms of Hadar again. And now all of them need to make a strength saving throw. 4 of them succeed and 3 of them fail. The 3 that tanked it earlier get immediately eviscerated. One of the tendrils pierces the cultist's heart, another tendril pierces one of the cultist's eye, and the other tendril, it grabs one of the cultists and chokes the life out of them. The other cultists that were up attacking him, they block it, and they're able to successfully block it, but still get cut incredibly badly. All of the cultists besides Spankarius are wounded.
Where is everybody positioned at the moment?
Everybody's positioned on the right side of the dome, including yourself and Flint, except Spankarius, who's at the center of the dome in front of the armor.
So I talked to him. I was like, okay, well, can you help me, go after the Spank? Like, what can you do for me as of right now that can help me?
I can empower your legs to make it to him in one motion. After that, it's up to you.
We're so gonna have to have a talk after this.
I'm weak. I just woke you up twice.
No, we're gonna have a talk after all this.
Fine.
All right, then go ahead. And then he kind of nods to Vargyr to do his thing.
Okay, so he possesses your legs and imbues you with speed. You dash over to Spankarius, and you're now right in front of him. So dash was an action, so that's your turn, but you are now at the bottom of the initiative. Cody's character Vargyr, the electrifying speed makes it to you and is now stationed in front of you, looking like he's about to make an attack.
Okay, so I look at him and I say, Vargyr, I actually have a proposition for you.
What's that?
I've started thinking, you'd actually fit this role quite well in the ways that you're maneuvering around, the way that you present yourself. How would you like to be my footstool?
A footstool?
You heard me correct.
Really trying to make deals now that everything didn't go the way you wanted, huh?
I mean, look around you. Obviously, you're the one struggling. I've barely taken any form of damage. You're running over to me, and I can see that your legs are shaking. You are in fear. Why would you decide to face me head on?
And can I get Vargyr to sock him in the face?
Yes.
Because obviously he can punch people.
Yes. Vargyr can punch him in the face, but it'll have to be on your turn.
Okay.
Vargyr, I ask you one more time. Would you like to be my footstool?
Give me a few minutes to think it over.
You need to think right now. The offer is invalid.
It is
10 seconds.
Spank, it is your turn.
I'm waiting for an answer. You have 10 seconds.
That depends.
On what? Do you not understand what a footstool is?
I mean, it is my life, no.
So what you will do is you will be on your hands and knees. And whenever I need to relax, I'll place my feet on you.
Right. I'll probably say yes if you can kill. I nudge my head over to Oodagh, who is kind of going crazy at the moment.
I say, well, you never have been one to defend your friends, have you? And then I have.
You don't know that.
I know that completely.
No, you don't.
Secret. And I say, I've about had it with this. On the topic of feet, I take out my rapier and I attempt to slice his legs off.
Okay. It is a piercing weapon.
Well, then I stab his thigh.
Okay, make an attack throw.
Get him right in the quad.
17.
Cody, does that hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it's going to be a 2, so 4 total.
Okay. So you take 4 damage, Cody. And yes, Spank, you successfully pierce him in the thigh. Bamir grabs the needle as it's piercing your thigh and looks up at you, Vargyr. Do it now! Strike while you have a chance! And now it is the cultist turn. There are only 4 cultists left, so they're going to make attacks against Oodagh. And 3 of them successfully attack him, and they deal 6 damage to Oodagh. So you see him getting weaker and weaker as he walks closer and closer to you, Spank. But the cultists are just absolutely destroying him at this point, cutting his arms all over. But it is now his turn. And he's going to reach into his backpack and pull out his hand axes. And now he's going to make an attack against the cultist. And he successfully makes a successful attack with one of his axes. And he lops the head off of one of the cultists. There are now 3 left.
So I do as Bamir says. So I take out the Sword of Fall Wreath and I go in for a stab at Spank's chest.
Okay, make an attack throw.
That is a nat 20.
That
There you go.
crits. So you're going to roll for damage and multiply it by 2.
Alrighty, let's see.
And I guess in the midst of everything that's going on, well, Flint has his moral dilemma.
14 damage.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. So you
Good amount of
thrust
damage.
the short sword of Falhearth into his torso. Spank. The short sword is in your torso, and you take 14 points of damage. You have the tip of the rapier in his thigh, and he has the tip of the short sword in your stomach. You guys are almost at a standstill right now.
Flint will please have his moral dilemma, and basically, with all the chaos that's going on, then this is a question, Judah. Would, in case of Flint and his dilemma, would, in the best case scenario, be to have him to roll to see if he can convince himself to rejoin in the fight, or kind of see that the actions happening around him and that his allies aren't giving up, so he shouldn't too, and he just goes in and fights again?
How about this? Roll Arcana.
Okay. That'll be a 12.
Flint. You
Yes.
hear a familiar, ominous voice in the back of your mind. Flint. I forgive you. Finish the fight.
Yeah, I guess on that note, because still, even though everything's gone over the deal he's made, basically, that he still can't let go fully. He just, something surges back within him, and he says, well, in his mind, I'm sorry of all the previous actions I've done, and I will complete what you originally told me to do. And on that note, I'll rejoin in the fight. Can I see the sword that Vargyr has into Spank?
Yes. You see that they have each other in a standoff. One sword is in one person and one sword is in the other.
Well, what I would like to hopefully do is that with my lightning launcher, see, and it does lightning damage, see if I can't possibly squeeze in a little bit more damage by shooting the blade that is in Spank's stomach right now, and have that electrical energy shoot right into Spank.
Okay, what do you need to do?
I just have to roll to hit, and I have a +4 to it.
Okay, make a ranged spell attack.
That'll be a 16. 16 to hit.
You do hit. Roll for damage, and then I'll narrate.
Alrighty. And with it being hitting the blade, was there any chance to add a little bit more damage to that? Kind of like a metal surging into him?
We'll see.
Okay. Either way, it would be 1d6 plus 2. And that's a 6 total.
Okay, so you shoot your lightning bolt at the blade piercing Spankarius. What you don't realize is that Spankarius is stabbing Cody with his sword.
Uh-oh.
So you send an electrical current in a circle through Spankarius and then back at Vargyr and then back to Spankarius, damaging both of them for 6 damage. Cody, where does that put you?
1.
Okay,
Oof.
Cody, you're still alive. Sadly, Mr. Spank, you go down. So the electrifying force surges through Spank, actually sending him backwards, ripping the rapier out of Vargyr's thigh. Spankarius, you land underneath the idol that you worship, blood pouring out of your torso, burnt to a crisp. You have one final moment to say your piece before you pass.
So I look at Flint and I say, perhaps I was wrong about you. Perhaps you are just like all the others. None of you are true heroes. And before I go out, I want to make one thing known, Flint. I was the one who killed your parents.
There's just no words for that. Just by
And
no
I'm dead.
words.
I'm out. I'm dead.
Yep, you're
You
dead.
can't ask any questions.
What a freaking cliffhanger. Yeah, so Spankarius, you spit out blood going everywhere. You say your piece and cough out your final breath and then die. Cody, Vargyr has 1 HP, but you managed to survive the electrifying shock of Flint's magic. Oodagh is going to grapple the 4 left with his tendrils, and then he breaks their neck.
Nice.
Falling on the ground, all the cultists are dead. Bamir, he grips your shoulders, Vargyr, and says, "Now, what we came for, something in here is pulling us. Claim the trophy that is ours."
Can I figure out where I'm getting pulled toward?
Make an Arcana check.
Or can Bamir help me do an assistant roll?
He's technically already assisting you with this.
Okay, 15.
You feel a powerful entity pulling your spirit, Bamir, to the back wall.
I head toward it.
As you head toward it, make an investigation check.
Mod 20. Or dirty 20.
Okay. You notice that there's kind of a slit in between the curved back wall that kind of forms maybe a secret passage. On the top of the wall, you see the following text. "Take the offering that was not yours. Move me, push me, use me."
What if I put a hand on the wall?
Nothing happens.
What if I try pushing it?
Nothing happens still, but you can make a strength check to try and push it.
Okay.
And I guess as I see Vargyr trying to push through the wall, I guess I can go over there and help.
I got a
And
14.
Nothing happens with a 14.
But I'm still getting pulled through the wall though, right?
Yeah, you still feel the tension.
To Bamir, you got any ideas?
Remember, I can only see what you see. I see the dome, I see the statue. That's all I got.
Well, then you can at least help me look for something that might, get us through there.
Make a perception check.
Perception 19.
I guess at this point, since Vargyr's messing with the wall, is there any way I can further inspect the armor since we're now closer to it?
Yeah, so with a 19, you go ahead and roll investigation, but with a 19, Cody, really there's nothing too obvious about this room besides the dome, the hole in the roof, the statue, and this wall with the plaque on top.
What happens if I go over to the plaque?
The plaque is on top of the wall that you were just pushing.
Take the offering. I no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Either way, I rolled a natural 1 on my investigation for the armor, so
I
That's
mean,
unfortunate.
it looks exactly the same as it has since you got in here.
I asked Bamir what he thinks the plaque would mean.
I have no idea, but you and I both feel the thing pulling us to it. So we got to figure out.
Right, and I don't see a way to get through that wall.
So the question is, do I see the plaque as well?
You definitely see Vargyr staring at the wall.
Well, if I can get a little closer to it to see if I can't
Wait.
see what the plaque says too. Because I may have an idea, but my character needs to know what the plaque says.
So yeah, you do understand what the plaque says as well.
Say I mentioned to Vargyr is like, and then, well, I look over and see what Oodagh's doing, but I also mentioned to Vargyr, maybe the armor has something to do with it. And maybe that using the armor may help us through this wall.
And what can I tell? I assume what kind of armor is it?
It's full plate armor. It is a 7-foot tall, menacing looking armor facing the entrance of the temple at the center of the room with glowing light on it.
Even if we did try to use the armor, I wouldn't be able to use it.
No, it's 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
If it's something to do with the armor, how are you actually going to use it?
Well, Charles did get a crit failure on his investigation.
Yeah.
Can I try rolling investigation?
Sure. As you do that, you walk over to the armor and you notice that the tendrils are still spiking out of Oodagh's back, but he's just standing still in a shocked state, just breathing heavily, looking at the ground.
Okay, and all the cultists are dead, right?
Right.
Okay, so yeah. Roll investigation. I got a 14.
A 14. There's nothing too particular about the armor that you don't already know. However, there is something standing out on the armor stand. A little button in between his feet.
I'm going to go and just press it.
All right. You press it and 4 poles shoot out from the sides of the stand.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, so there's these little holes at the bottom of the stand and they shoot out horizontally. So it looks like kind of a push-pull bar.
Okay.
I guess. Well, I see that. Maybe let's try pushing the lever. Maybe it spins.
Yeah.
And maybe that opens the door.
Okay. So you push it and it's pretty difficult. Make a strength check. Unless, Flint, you want to assist him.
Yeah, I was going to assist and see and kind of holler towards Oodagh, saying, do you mind helping us push this a little bit and see what happens?
Oodagh is in complete shock.
Complete shock. Okay. If I at least try to offer.
All right, so Vargyr, make a strength check with advantage.
And I know this is technically not me, but is there any way I can add my intelligence modifier to it? Due to
I think
advantage?
that's fair since you're wearing the gauntlets.
Because it was just mainly the infusements with my armor, so with pushing, kind of give that extra push. So there'll be a +2 to that roll.
14.
With a 14, you successfully push on the bar, and the armor stand begins to rotate. The armor itself rotates on the stand, and you hear the crumbling noise as of the door falling down. You continue to push it until the armor faces the back wall. And by the time it faces the back wall secret door has been fully dropped to the ground. You can now successfully enter the room. As the room is revealed, you see it is a fairly lit square room with cobwebs and vines all over it. But at the center of the small room, there is a pedestal, exactly the same art style and depiction as the pedestal in Farron at the bottom of the mausoleum, with an obsidian shard floating above it.
Obsidian shard. Okay.
Can I tell that's what's pulling me?
Yes, for sure.
All right, then I go and take the shard.
Yeah. And I was going to go check on Oodagh.
Okay. So you go check on Oodagh. The tendrils do not do anything. They don't react to you. You just go over and waft your hand in front of his eyes. But as you do so, Vargyr steps closer and closer to the thing attracting him. You hear loud drums banging the closer you get. It gets louder and louder and louder until you grab the obsidian shard, sending a shockwave through your arm and then sending you into a short coma. In this coma-like state, you get a vision. You are in a swamp. And you see a familiar face that looks kind of like you. Similar facial features, similar stature, similar build, except they have dirty blonde hair instead of red hair. And then you'll look across the swamp and you see a dark hooded individual. They have a staff with skulls on it. Green fire starts circling the staff until the person reaches out with the staff and the green fire penetrates your chest and you fall over on your back. As you look over to your left, you see a similar fire hit the person you were with. They cry out, Vargyr! Vargyr! And then it fades to black. But as you hold this shard, you feel yourself begin to heal. And by holding this shard, you actually gain full HP. All of your cuts and wounds are completely healed.
Oh.
Nice.
As you hold this thing, Bamir is holding it with you, and he looks at you. We're one step closer to the answer. And as you're holding it, you feel a certain power associated with it.
Okay.
Since you're not associated with any belief, this actually helps you, but you can actually turn belief into necrotic vitality. If somebody is using a spell or cantrip that requires devotion, you can actually steal it, almost like a counter spell.
Interesting. Okay. What does that do to me? Just
As you hold it, it gives you this power.
okay.
As you hold it, we see Oodagh, shocked in a state. Several dead cultists, Spankarius finally vanquished, with several questions left unanswered.